Welcome. Every international group eventually asks the same question: where should we hold our foreign investments and pay out our profits? Increasingly, the answer is Cyprus. Cyprus is a full member of the European Union with domestic tax law aligned to OECD standards. It has signed double tax treaties across the EU, the UK, the Gulf, Asia, and the Americas, more than 65 in total. Company law follows the English common law tradition, so contracts, governance, and dispute resolution feel familiar to international counsel. From January 2026, its corporate tax rate is 15%, still among the lowest in the European Union. That's a holding platform that's commercially credible, properly regulated, and genuinely tax efficient. So what do groups actually use a Cyprus holding company for? Most often, to hold operating subsidiaries, dividends flow up tax-free, with a clean exit when it's time to sell. Combined with the IP box, it's also a natural home for group intellectual property, taxed at roughly 3%. Family offices use it to hold investment portfolios efficiently, and groups use it as a neutral joint venture vehicle. It also works well as an intermediate holding layer between a top parent and regional operating companies. It's also used as a listing vehicle, positioning a group ahead of an IPO on a European exchange.
Underneath any structure like that, four mechanics do the real work. Dividends received from subsidiaries are exempt from corporate tax. Selling the shares later triggers no capital gains tax, no minimum holding period, no minimum stake. Paying dividends back out carries no withholding tax for almost any shareholder. These exemptions apply broadly, with only a narrow anti-abuse carve-out for passive income from very low tax jurisdictions. And a notional interest deduction lowers tax further on equity-funded structures. None of this works with a shell company. The board needs a genuine Cyprus resident majority, meeting on the island, actually making the decisions. Get the substance wrong, and a foreign tax authority can simply look through the company, treaty benefits included. A structure that's genuinely run holds up to scrutiny. A paper one doesn't. Setting up the company itself is the fast part. Before any filing, we run standard due diligence checks on the shareholders and beneficial owners. We start with the structure and getting your company name approved. Then we need to know the director, corporate secretary, and registered office details to arrange appointment. We prepare the memorandum and articles of association and submit to the registrar of companies. From submission, incorporation typically takes 5 to 6 working days. No travel required. After the company is incorporated, the certificates are issued by the registrar, and they are taken by us to the registrar to be signed and certified. Incorporation isn't the finish line, it's the start of a short checklist. After incorporation, the company registers for its tax identification number, a process service providers and ourselves usually undertake for their clients. Value-added tax registration follows once turnover looks set to pass around €15,600, as evidence needs to be provided to the authorities that the company has commenced activities. Beneficial owners get filed on the UBO register. And then the step that usually takes longest: opening a bank account, as this process may take from 1 week to 1-2 months, depending which bank you choose and if it is an EMI or a traditional bank. Once you're trading, Cyprus expects an annual rhythm, not a one-time filing. Bookkeeping stays current all year, and a statutory audit is mandatory for every company. Financial statements are submitted to the registrar of companies, and the corporate tax return is filed once a year with the tax authorities based on audited financial statements. Intragroup loans and charges need transfer pricing documentation in most instances. This is where we come in. Asterisk Corporate Services is an ICPAC-regulated firm in Nicosia led by ACCA-qualified professionals. Every engagement is partner-led, on fixed fees to ensure transparency. We coordinate directly with your lawyers and auditors abroad, so nothing falls between the cracks. One team, structuring, directors, accounting, tax and audit, start to finish. If you're weighing up Cyprus for your next holding structure, let's talk it through. Asterisk Corporate Services. Your peace of mind is our mission.